Just get your pills ready now. Have them out. Have them prepared. Mitch, Lauren, make sure I feel a rant coming.
I don't know if I have it in me.
You've been kind of yelling at people randomly who walk by the prep room. I can't believe they lost that game. I can't believe they lost that game.
They didn't have any players.
Like did anybody walking? People from accounting are walking. I can't believe they lost that game.
They had no players. You lost to a Memphis team. No Jaren Jackson Jr., no Santi Aldama, no Luke Kennard, no Brandon Clark, no Zach Edey, no Vince Williams. They had no players. How do you lose a basketball game against a team that doesn't have anybody?
Breathe.
They had 2 players.
Breathe.
They had 5 guys come off the bench that nobody's ever heard of in their whole life. And who's this Stevens guy? Like, who is he?
He's apparently he owns Kevin Durant. Just
like, who is he? Penn State?
He's one trash talking dude.
Guy's been on 5 different teams. Goes 4 for 6 from deep. You know how many 3-pointers he had hit this season before this game? 1. 1.
Yeah.
The whole season he had 1. No, he didn't even have 1, and it was a preseason. He had 0 3-pointers in the season. He goes 4 for 6 against the Suns. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Pills.
How do you lose to the Memphis Grizzlies?
I say this to you as a friend. I say this to you as a colleague.
Don't watch anymore.
No.
Just tell me not to watch anymore.
I'm not going to do that because it's your job to watch, and you do your job very well.
My job sucks.
Stop it. Your job is great. You love your job. Your job is the envy of millions. I'm surprised you're surprised. And I mean that sincerely.
Nobody playing.
But have you not been watching all year long? Have you not? I mean, honest question. I mean, based off of what we've learned about this team up until this point, I'll say it again. I'm surprised you're surprised.
Marvin Bagley? I didn't even know he was in the league anymore.
How many times?
I thought he retired.
How many times have we seen them lose to teams that were missing guys? That were like, oh, they're going to win that game tonight. They're missing so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so, right? Like, you walked out of here yesterday, and I don't want to say anything to burst your bubble. You know, you're like, oh, they're going to win. They're going to win. They're going to win. They got nobody. Nobody's playing.
Nobody. It's 6 guys out.
You're not paying attention. You're not paying attention to this basketball team if you just automatically write a win in the W column when they're playing a team that's missing a bunch of guys. I'm surprised you're surprised.
By a second-round pick out of UConn.
Yeah.
You got punked by a second-round pick out of UConn who's played 13 games in his NBA career.
He cooked them.
13 games.
He cooked them, and then he talked trash to Kevin Durant. I mean, it was just the ultimate. I mean, like, seriously, I'm going to cook you, and then I'm going to eat you.
I'm a second-round pick.
Talk trash to your face.
Yeah.
And it was.
I'm going to score a career high.
Yeah.
I'm going to hit more 3-pointers in this game than I have all season.
Funny. My phone,
I don't get it.
Must sense that Gambo is yelling because I just got an update from my Calm app. You know, the one I meditate to.
Yeah.
Each moment is an invitation to begin again. What will you let go of? It's time for a calm
Your
reset.
app hears me screaming.
I think my app is listening to you screaming. God. Look, there it is right there. It's a calm reset. It's time for a reset, Gambo.
Does anybody else have a calm reset go off when I scream?
Time for a reset, Gambo.
Tweet me at Gambo987. Does anybody else have a calm reset go off when I go off like this?
My phone seriously must have it's like, uh-oh, you're yelling. Something's the matter.
Unfreaking
Time for you to meditate.
It's unbelievable. It's just brutal. It's brutal.
It was brutal.
It was a brutal loss.
It was tough. The Suns, and I'm mostly being serious when I say I'm surprised you're surprised, but this is their MO. Now, they were missing a ton of guys, and honestly, when they got off to the start they did, talking about the Suns now, I was listening to Ringer and Tim when I was driving home, and I thought this time it's going to be different. This time they're going to take advantage of a team that's missing a bunch of guys. They punched Memphis in the face early. They punched them hard. And from that moment on, it was just a steady downhill diet and slide of bad defense, bad transition defense, wide open threes, turnovers, points off of turnovers, like all the stuff, right? All the stuff that we're used to seeing out of the Phoenix Suns, and just not enough of the good stuff. And then we'll talk about this a little later, but I'm not spoiling any surprises here. to see that the Mavs had beaten the Spurs and to know that that was like the backdrop of what was going on with the Suns-Grizzlies game, this will be a night I think we'll remember for a while. Like if the Suns don't even make the 10th seed, I think last night will be a night that we remember for a while, as that was the moment where maybe we all realized, hey, are they even going to go get this? Can they even get the 10th seed in a conference where the Mavs are all beat to hell and Portland's losing a bunch of games, Spurs are losing a bunch of games?
Say it.
I don't think they're motivated for the 10th seed.
You don't think they want it?
I don't think they want the 10th seed. I don't think they care about.
You sent
the 10th
that in an
seed.
email today, and I was like, well, okay.
I don't think
they have any motivation
it motivates them
to win the 10.
No, I don't. We talk about the 10th seed. We've looked at the standings, and we've looked at the records, and we've looked at the teams, and we've said, oh, the Mavs, there's no way they're going to win 4 more games, and oh, look out for San Antonio. All that stuff. I don't know if they care about it as much as you and I care about it.
Ja hits a baseline floater with 3:50 left. They're down 110-104, and I'm thinking to myself, oh, my God, they're going to lose the game. That was the first time that I thought they were going to lose the game. They were like, Memphis was hanging around. The Suns were hanging around. It was back and forth, right? Nobody really outside of the Suns' first quarter. Then Ja hits a baseline floater, 110-104. Book hits a corner 3. It's 110-107. Then Ja scores off of maybe... Where do you put that in top 10 turnovers of the year? The Allen pass to Booker. Like, where would you put that in the, like, Booker's up in the air. He's doing some acrobatic thing. The ball's nowhere near him. Like, is that a top 10 Phoenix Suns turnover?
Well, bottom 10 Phoenix Suns turnover,
Bottom
yes.
10?
I think it makes the bottom 10 list.
Somehow,
yes,
the ball gets turned over, and then, they score off of it, of course. They score off of it, and it's 112-107. And then Plumlee has an offensive foul. Pippen hits a floater. Offensive, just like you can't play dumber. Like, you just can't. Can't play dumber.
You can't.
Bad pass on a turnover. Okay, they score. Offensive foul. Okay, they score. Like, the game's on the line.
Yeah.
And even with that still, Memphis made a terrible mistake at the end of the game when they had it won.
Right, yep.
Inbounding the ball. And the Suns, with no timeouts, had to take it out from under their basket. But they gave it to Kevin Durant at, like, half court.
Hated that play. Hated.
Like, Tyus dribbled it up and gave it to Durant so far away from the basket.
So far away from the basket. Just I hated that play. And still, ball leaves Kevin Durant's hands.
Yeah.
There's always a good feeling that it's going to go in because he's Kevin freaking Durant. But still, I just couldn't stand that play. Absolutely couldn't stand it.
Hard.
Phoenix Suns lose. Dallas Mavericks win. There's still time. The Suns will play at Houston tomorrow. I'm just going to apologize in advance now because coming up on tomorrow's edition of the Burns and Gambo show, Gambo's going to tell you why the Suns can win because the Houston Rockets don't have a Amen Thompson. All right? And when he does, you have my permission as the co-host of this show to subsequently ignore all things coming out of Gambo. He's like, they got to win this game. They don't have Amen Thompson. I was like, have you been paying attention to what's going on here? Are you watching?
I will do a service to the listeners and turn his mic off if I feel like we're getting there.
He's going to do it. You're going to do it. I know you. You're going to be like, hey, they don't have their best guy and this and that. Don't listen. Don't listen.
Any musicians named Stevens? Cat Stevens? Ray Stevens?
Okay.
Like Lamar Stevens. Like, you got beat by Lamar Stevens and some second-round pick out of UConn.
Thanks for watching Burns and Gambo. Click to see more from the guys and hit the button in the middle to subscribe so you never miss a video from Arizona sports.